In this video, we're going to unbox Phoenix Feather, which is the CoroCoro magazine limited progenitor of Phoenix Wing. Progenitor, that's a pretty big word. I'm pretty smart. But Phoenix Feather is a limited release that came out with the January issue of CoroCoro, and I got it from Amazon Japan. And this is also the first issue of CoroCoro that I actually bought myself, so that's cool. But whenever they shipped it to me, of course, I got the pretty thick magazine, and I also got a red and white little small box that had Phoenix Feather. But let's look at the magazine first. I don't really want to show off too much. Most of it is chapters of manga, and then you have some ads at the beginning for Beyblade and some other lines. But there are some copyright issues potentially, so I can't really show too much of it. But there are some Beyblade ads. Pretty cool. But let's move on to the little red and white box that has Phoenix Feather. It is pretty nice. It has some Kirby and some other ads on it as well. But I like it more than the standard B00 brown boxes. But whenever you crack the box open, you get more than just Phoenix Feather. You get some other little papers and codes for other lines. And you also get a really nice looking Duel Masters card, which is something I haven't seen in a long time. I don't think Duel Masters has existed in the US for many years, but I think it's really popular in Japan. This video is brought to you by Mall of Toys. If you want to pick up Phoenix Wing when it comes out in like a week, I highly recommend you check them out. They have the Bay up for pre-order for a really good price, and I also teamed up with them to do a holiday bundle that has a limited edition stadium, a Hell's Chain set, and a string launcher and a launcher grip. So go and check them out. Links in the description down below, and make sure to use code ILLANOOK to get 5% off of your first purchase. But now let's move on to the rest of Phoenix Feather. But after all those extras, we then have the Phoenix Feather Blade. Now this is just the blade. They did not give us the full pieces for a combo, but I'll talk about the combo a little bit later. Looking at Phoenix Feather, it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty nice. Very similar in shape, sort of, to Dransword. It definitely has a lot of comparisons, although it's not quite as jagged. It's also not quite as heavy either. Now, not every Beyblade is going to weigh the exact same because of molds and how they come from the factory, but my Phoenix Feather weighs a little bit over 33 grams, and just for comparison, my Dranswords weigh 34.5 to a little over 35, so definitely a pretty big weight difference. And the reason why I'm comparing it to Dransword so much is that while the Bay does not come with a full combo from CoroCoro, Takara Tomy does say that the stock combo for it are the parts from Dransword, which is 360 and flat. In fact, they recommend the red 360 and the red flat from the red entry set version of Dransword, which I don't have. I didn't get that one. I didn't want to buy an entire set that takes up a ton of room just for some recolors. I'm kind of regretting that now. But I had an extra Dransword lying around, so of course I have the 360 and the flat. It's just in that blue color, so it doesn't really match. It's not really how it's supposed to be. Does it matter? Not really. Does it bother me? Absolutely. I regret not getting that red Dransword now. So what is the point of Phoenix Feather if we're getting its upgrade in Phoenix Wing in like a week? So two things. First one, if you guys were around during Beyblade Burst Sparking, you may remember First Uranus. That was the first Beyblade used by Lane before he upgraded to Variant Lucifer. The blade for First Uranus was only available in CoroCoro, and this is kind of the same thing. And the second thing is actually important to the plot of the manga, and hopefully the anime as well. And this is a bit of a spoiler, so skip to this time if you don't want to see it. But the character that uses Phoenix Wing and Phoenix Feather, his name is Burn. He's super rich, and he just wants to create the perfect Beyblade. Well, he's able to create Phoenix Feather, and it's pretty strong, it's pretty fast, but instead of keeping it for himself, he actually just mass produces it and gives it to everybody. And then he goes up to Battle X, who's using Dran Dagger, and instead of using Phoenix Feather, he uses Phoenix Wing. And the entire reason, the whole plot of doing a mass release of Phoenix Feather is to train people's eyes to be able to see faster Beyblades. So Common X's Unseen X trait might not exist anymore because everybody is used to these faster bays. We don't really know how the battle goes. We're gonna have to wait until the next issue of the manga. But as of now, that's a pretty cool idea. It's a pretty cool plot point. It's not something we've seen in all of Beyblade so far. And it's definitely way better than just a basic evolution. But moral of the story, I think Phoenix Feather is a really interesting plot idea, but is it an interesting Bay to battle with? Let's test it out. One, let it. Oh, insane speed from both. I expect Dransword to hit a little bit harder. Oh! This one might be already over. Dransword off balance, and Phoenix Feather is going to take the dub for round one. One, let it. Oh! Good contact. Phoenix Feather taking the middle for a second. Wow, dude, no stamina on Dransword. Oh, good hits. Huge hit on Phoenix Feather. And this one is going to come down to another... Okay. I honestly thought Feather was going to win that one. All right. And if you guys are wondering what this is, it's called the Launcher Link by Noozle 3D. It connects two launchers together so I can launch two bays at the same time. If you want to check it out, I have a link to it in the description down below. Oh! I will say, Phoenix is quick. Oh, man. Huge hits there from Dransword. Right up against Hell's Chain. A balance type. Alright, Feather's not really too quick on this one. This might be close, but I think Hell's Chain has this one from stamina perspective. And the winner is going to be Hell's Chain. One, let it flip. Oh! There's a nice dash right there, Phoenix! I just don't think Phoenix has the weight. Huge hits, but I think Hell's Chain survives this. And it does. 3, 2, 1, let it flip. Oh my, huge hit from Dagger straight away. Yeah, Dagger hits super hard. Oh, this might be close. So, okay. Let's flip. Right off the middle. X-Dash from Phoenix Feather and another huge hit. But that is an over finish. Feather gets knocked out again. Let it flip. Wow, huge speed. A little bit of clashing. Right. Wow, okay. So those were the battles with Phoenix Feather. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. So that's going to wrap up the battles. What did you think? Overall, Phoenix Feather, it's fast. It moves really quick in the stadium. But that's also because it's kind of light. And I think that almost 2-gram weight difference between Phoenix Feather and Dransword is definitely pretty big. I don't see it hitting as hard as Shark Edge or Dransword. And you have Phoenix Wing coming out soon too, which weighs a ton. So it's gonna way outclass this. But it's still a nice bay to have for the collection. But let me know what you guys thought of Phoenix Feather in the comments down below. Hit that like button, hit subscribe to join the Nook Nation for the best Beyblade X content. I promise. And I'll see you in the next one. Have fun and bay away.